in this video, I want to talk about this is why you overthink everything. Okay. I struggle with this quite a bit. Even to this day, it's one of those things that I have to keep awareness on. But I know it's something that a lot of us struggle with, man. A lot of us live in our heads, man. We spend a lot of time up there, more so than actually here on earth. Okay. So I want to just share some ways that I was able to get a better understanding of overthinking and how to really start working with my thoughts in a better way so that it didn't consume my time, it consumed my energy and almost create more problems than than really needed to happen. All right. So first I want to establish like why do we overthink? And again, I'm not a therapist or anything. I'm just coming from my own experience. All right. Why we overthink, man, it's like a protective mechanism where I noticed it a lot in my life, overthinking, where it really kind of showed itself to me was in my relationships when I would have problems, when I would get into arguments and I would go into problem solving mode. And that's where the overthinking really consumed me, where I was like trying to figure out how do I do this? I'm jumping on YouTube. You in Reddit forums, you're trying to solve this problem. And it's almost like I was trying to prepare. I'm trying to prepare for like this impending doom. I'm trying to prepare for like this unknown thing that is going to happen. And for some reason, I'm thinking that I can think my way out of it. I can think my way into the solution. It's crazy just how much time and energy this took from me. I remember at times, man, like I said, getting into like arguments with my ex or something like that. Or there's times where I had to like step away from the situation. I go drive in the car and I go park at the park or something like that and just be sitting there like ruminating. And that means just kind of just replaying things in your head. How did this happen? What can I do better? And just overthinking it. And it's almost like it made me kind of like feel like I had a sense of control of my situation, a sense of control of the experience. And without getting too like therapeutic, I know a lot of these problems can stem from childhood, right? It could be like trauma stuff. So say for example, you find yourself constantly worrying about something that's to come, something that you cannot control. It's completely out of your control, but you're so worried about it and you're trying to put all the right pieces into place to make sure that you're safe, to make sure that you have a level of comfort in here. And you may not even know that you're doing this. I didn't know that I was doing this. Like I always like to say, I had to go on a journey of soul searching. I had to do some deep work to really understand what was going on here. Once I started to get a better grip on this, I'm going to talk about how I started to get a better grip on this. Okay, man, I had to improve my self awareness, first of all. The way I was able to start doing this, man, I had to learn to be more present. Okay, when we're overthinking, we are not in the present moment. We're usually in the future, worried about what's coming, right? And that creates that anxiety in you. That creates that nervousness, that internal chaos, right? And again, we may not realize that this is happening. And I had to learn, I didn't even know what this meant, being present. So when I started practicing mindfulness and I started doing mindfulness meditations, man, all right, this is really what like changed the game for me. First of all, let me tell you what mindfulness is. If you don't know, I know it's a trendy word. You might know what it is already, but if you don't, it's being in the present moment, living right here, right now, where your feet are, not in the future, not in the past, right here. And it's also being in the present moment without judgment, without putting any crazy opinions. Like, I need to be doing this. Why am I not doing this? I should be. It's like, no, stop worrying about all that. Just exist and be here now. And how I had to start working on that was through meditation and specifically mindfulness meditations. And what this did in the mindfulness meditations, I was doing some guided meditations. I was using something called Insight Timer. Okay. If I remember, I'll leave a link in the description. It's a free app you can use on your phone. Okay. Okay. I highly suggest you get it. And what this did, man, it guided me to start focusing on my breathing. Okay. So I would sit down 5, 10 minutes. At one point, I was getting to 20 minutes, 30 minutes, and it would guide you to focus on your breath. It's crazy how this works, man. I started putting awareness on my breathing in the meditation. The more I started practicing this and working the muscle, it started translating into real life. And what I mean by translating is that I could focus on my breathing more in moments of anxiety, in those moments when I was overthinking things. I would put my attention on my breath, and that would ground me here in the present moment. And I wasn't like lost and taken to future things or worried about the past so much. Okay. Now I'm going to tell you, this is not something that's going to change your life overnight. It's like working out in the gym. You got to get your reps in with this. Okay. It's like you're building this muscle. Okay. I would look up the term neuroplasticity. It's a way that you start to change your operating system in a way. So when I started practicing mindfulness and started meditating more, this allowed me to use my breath as an anchor to the present moment. And what that did for me is it also created space in between my thoughts. That's what started happening. So when we're overthinking all the time, man, it's like our thoughts are just all jumbled up. We got just like a big ball of like chaotic just thinking going on, and there's no clarity in there. Okay, there's no like clear headedness. Okay, it's just like you worried about all this, and it can really mess you up, as you know. All right, so the meditation allowed my brain to start slowing down, calming down. When your mind can start slowing down, you can get yourself to a place where you have more control, you have more clarity, you have more understanding, not only of who you are, but of the situation that you're in and how it's impacting you. So, like, what I struggle with, and what I think a lot of us struggle with, is we don't have this sense of clarity of what we're going through. And we're all like kind of in disarray trying to problem solve. And what you have to realize is you got to get yourself to a point where you can slow down, man. You got to be able to like learn how to pause, take a moment, kind of assess what's going on inside of you. Because if you can't do that, you're going to always just be a slave to the moment because you don't know how to like give yourself clarity, give yourself calm, give yourself the power to slow down, make better decisions, how to act in more of a calm way as opposed to an impulsive way. Okay. Those impulsive emotional reactions that we have, they stem from our thinking, man. And I had to really, with the mindfulness meditation, the whole meditation process, it just allowed me to really gain a better sense of understanding my own internal operating system. It gave me more power, man. And the power is in the present moment. This is what's going to free you from the overthinking. On the flip side of this, I want you to understand that, look, man, you're not going to turn off your thoughts. Okay. I think a lot of us think that, I'm an overthinker or meditation is supposed to turn your thoughts off. No, that's not going to happen. You're a human being. You will constantly have thoughts. You will constantly have these mini movies playing up in your head all the time. My son just popped in here, so I kind of like lost my train of thought here, but we're going to get it back. Got to be mindful and be in the present moment. But ultimately, what I was saying is that a lot of us think that we're going to turn our mind off. You're not going to turn your mind off. What mindfulness and meditation is going to do is it's going to make you improve your relationship that you have with your thoughts. Now, I read this book. It's called The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. You need to look into this book too, man. He says you need to learn how to use your mind and stop letting your mind use you. Your mind is just a tool. All right. But a lot of us allow our minds to run the show. Meditation is what allows you to hack that. You can get in there and stop letting it run the show. Okay. Like I said, you're not going to turn your thoughts off, but you can develop a better relationship with how you think and the quality of your thoughts by doing what I'm telling you to do. And when you start to do this, improve your relationship with your thinking, this is where the power is too. Okay. You're going to like learn how to not believe everything you think. You're going to become more aware of like, okay, damn, I got a shit ton of thoughts going on, or this person said this to me and it affected me this way. And I'm not reacting so impulsively to it. I'm actually aware of it and just kind of chilling with the thought and the experience and just letting it be. Just let it be. We don't have to grab onto everything. We don't have to fix everything, you know? And this is not to say that you go through life without a plan. Go through life just like, oh man, I'm just kind of willy nilly here, man. Yeah, everything will be okay. I don't need to plan from, my career, my kids, my job, etc. No, that's not what I'm saying. You definitely need to have a plan in regards to that. But even in regards to that, control what you can control. You can't control what's going to happen 6 months from now. You know, this meditation and mindfulness stuff, what it allows you to do is be in the present moment, be in the now, and not be in tomorrow. That's where our problems come from. We worried about 6 months from now, bro, and it's creating anxiety in you. It's messing up your nervous system because you're worried, because you're scared, because there's fear, because you feel like you may not have a sense of control of your situation. But what I'm telling you is going to help you maintain that sense of control. Okay. When I discovered this mindfulness stuff, man, and I started like meditating regularly, and I started waking up in the morning and being able to hear the birds, I was like, whoa, okay. This is like my awareness is improving. I can hear the morning. Like I couldn't hear no birds before. I wake up with clutter, wake up with mental clutter. And I'm using that as a weird example, but I remember that being something that I noticed when I started becoming more mindful, when I was like really in my meditation bag. You know what I mean? I just remember hearing them birds and I was like, wow, I never noticed that before. And that's what it is. You start to notice mindfulness, meditation. It allows you to start to notice what's going on within you, outside of you, so that you can handle this thing called life a bit better, man. Now, also, you know, in regards to this overthinking and, you know, meditation and mindfulness, I know this is a heavy type of topic I'm talking about, but hopefully you're still with me, man. Let me know if you're enjoying this topic too, man. Leave me some comments. Let me know if you dig this type of content. A lot of us want this like quick fix. You know, like you'll watch a video like this, you'll click on it and go, oh, overthinking. He's going to help me stop overthinking. You got to realize it's not, you're not going to click on the video and just stop it right now. You got to start putting the reps in. Okay. If you really want to see change, you got to start sitting down and meditating and being intentional. It ain't going to happen just like that. But you can start right now sitting down for 2 or 3 minutes. It's going to be hard too, especially if you've never done it. Your mind is going to be jumping all over the place. And then you might be like, man, I ain't even trying to deal with that, bro. I can't even focus. I can't even concentrate. And that's where I would say, keep going. Start following through. That's where like discipline comes too, man. You go have to really sit down and challenge yourself in a way and really look at yourself and be like, I know I need to do this and I need to like stop giving up. Like just push through it, man. Do it for a week. You know, I don't even think you'll notice the difference for like a couple of weeks, but it's like working out. You got to go to the gym to start building your muscles. You may not see them right then in the gym session. You're not going to see them for a few days later, for a couple of weeks later. When you look in the mirror, you're like, whoa, the work I've been putting in is starting to show. That's what happens with mindfulness and meditation. You'll start to experience that progress in your interactions with people. You're going to start to notice more. You're going to start to notice your thoughts more. You'll get to the point where you'll start to notice how your thoughts are affecting your body. That's when you start getting to the next level. When you can really be aware of your physical sensations as well, too. Like I said, man, your mind is very powerful, man. Our thoughts dictate, you know, our feelings and our emotions. And these emotions, man, is what dictates our behavior, how we show up in the world. So you got to start with with the internal operating system first, if you want to try to change this and stop overthinking so much. But like I said, remember, you're not going to just stop thinking. So the key is to just learn how to work with it. Stop believing everything you think. This is going to give you that ability to be able to respond to things how you want to respond. And you're not like on autopilot and just going off the deep end, or, you know, somebody said something to you at your job and you're replaying that conversation in your head over and over and over again. Like, why did they say this? What did this mean? I should have said this. And it just hijacks your whole day. You need to meditate. And you need to start doing it before those situations happen, so that when the situations happen, bro, it's gonna be like a whole different experience for you. You're gonna be like, whoa, I actually noticed what they said to me, and that shit did hit me a certain way. But you know what? I choose not to even like put my time, energy, and attention to it right now. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna go focus on something else. That's what it starts doing. So again, the name of that book was The Power of Now. The name of the meditation app is Insight Timer. Again, that's free. If you got any value out of this video, please smash the like button. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And also make sure you check out my playlist on emotional intelligence. Okay. That's what we all need, man. We got to learn how to be in tune with ourselves and in tune with other people. Okay. And last but not least, man, if you want to dive deeper into this type of work, make sure you book a one-on-one call with me. All right. The link is in the description. I help men understand themselves on a deeper level. I struggle with this too, man. I struggle with the overthinking. I struggle with lashing out, the overreacting. And once I realized that, it starts with my own internal operating system. It starts with how I think about things, how I had to get a better relationship with how I think, your negative talk, that self critic, all that stuff. It starts with you. It starts with meditating. But if you want to dive deeper into that, use that link. All right. I'll see you on the next video. Peace.